Do you remember the last time you changed oil in your car? Or how about your spark plugs? Have you been changing those on a regular interval? If you were to ask these questions to a car enthusiast, you'll most likely get an answer of not only when, but what type of oil they used and why, and whether their spark plugs are platinum or iridium, and that they made sure to gap them just right. It's this almost sort of obsessive love that myself and many other car enthusiasts share for our automobile hobby. And what I have here is the car enthusiast bread and butter, the internal combustion engine. This particular one is out of my 1979 Datsun 280, which I've been lovingly restoring for quite some time now. However, if you look under the hood of your car, although there might be an engine, it most likely won't look exactly like this one. Let's take a look into how engines are shaped by the cars around them and how I've come to enjoy working on them myself. To do this, we'll touch on different styles of engines, different uses, and what they mean to us as car enthusiasts. Engines are the heart of any car. Without them, you essentially have a box on wheels. As such, they become the focus of many car builds, with people spending a lot of time and potentially money just getting their engine to run the way they want it to. They might focus on low RPM torque or high RPM horsepower. They might want an engine that's light and snappy, or one that is built through and can withstand high amounts of boost. Others are content with an engine that simply runs reliably and gets them from point A to point B. Cylinder age in particular, that is the way in which the cylinders of an engine are lined up, is a big deciding factor for some people. This particular engine that I have here is an inline 6, meaning 6 cylinders are lined up all in a row. Some people swear by inline 6s, whereas others will swear by nothing but a V8. Whatever it is you choose to do, there is always an engine choice out there for you. Unsurprisingly then, there are many different applications in which engines are used, from drag racing to off-roading to rally cars to track cars. Each different sport requires something different from the engines they choose, whether it's the balance between weight and power, cylinder arrangement, or red lines, whether it's a gas or a diesel, and each sport is looking for something different for their needs. A drag racing car, for instance, might have a heavy V8 with good low-speed torque to get up and go, whereas a rally car might have a lighter inline 4 to keep weight low and keep those cornering speeds high. It's up to individuals in each sport to determine what is best for their needs and the requirements for their own competition. Engines represent the idea of working with something mechanical. There is an innate joy in seeing different parts of something working all together in unison, from old steam engines to modern internal combustion engines. There's a sense of wonder in seeing the many different parts that make up an engine working in perfect sync with each other. Anything out of place in a system as a whole might not even operate. Engines also represent the tradition of working with your hands. For years, humanity has built and worked on many things with nothing but their God-given hands. The modern internal combustion engine is just another extension of that. Even a task as simple as changing out your spark plugs can leave you with the sense of having accomplished something. For some people, there aren't a whole lot of things better than being able to tear something apart and put it back together. I identify with car culture because I myself enjoy working with my hands. I have no qualms about getting dirty and fixing whatever might come my way. In fact, I enjoy it. My current job as an engineer on steam locomotives has me almost working constantly, getting covered in grease and oil as the day goes on. At home, it's no different. Whenever I have the time to work, I'm working on something, whether it's building a new workbench or practicing my mediocre welding skills. Cars are another extension of my desire to work on things and to get them exactly how I want them. However, the main thing that draws me into working with cars is that from a very young age, I've always adored them. I remember my first time going to a classic car show. From the second I saw my first 67 Fastback Mustang, I knew it was something special. Going forward, my love for cars grew and developed, and I remember having my dad list off the old classic muscle cars he used to own and regrettably sold, hoping one day I'd be able to own as many myself. So, as we've seen, engines are largely a product of their environment, and their mechanical nature has captured my attention ever since I started working on them. They come in many different forms, perform many different roles and uses, and have been the main focal point for the car community ever since we took the road on 4 wheels. I hope you all have gained a small perspective on the minds of the people who chose to work on these modern marvels, and that you might have been intrigued enough to try just something as simple as changing your own car's oil.